Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Thursday night, September the 7th. These are the charts of the day. Well, the market had a kind of a mixed consolidation day, but a lot of stocks we follow did well. Let's take a look at some of our swings and some of our day trades. And one of the charts we are really high on is a BAO, which when it broke through here, we gave you a swing and then popped to our target and pulled back. I don't think it's done yet. Even if it does consolidate for a bit longer, a week or two even, this stock may very well go to the high teens. That's what I'm looking for. There's 10.8 days to cover. Bristol-Myers, exceptional company, of course, and you can see the large base over the last year is broken out today with a major thrust on 17.3 million shares, up nearly 5%. For me, this is a breakout that's going to extend this move first to test a gap from last August, that's a year ago, when it's not gapped down, around the 65 range. That's my first target. Secondary target would be 69, but my swing trades are 69 and 77 for a full retest of the high before the gap down. Gold stocks are doing well. I like the way the Nugget and JNUG are acting. If you take a look at Nugget in particular, it's been up for a couple weeks now from the 30 range all the way up to 44. I had a target of 44 today. It reached 44.03, but I think that from the standpoint of where it goes next, 46 is a repeat, or should I say a retest of the April highs, and that would be followed by perhaps something in the 54.5 range. So I would not be shocked to see Nugget make the move up in that range. While I'm on the subject, JNUG, which it looks real good as well, I think is headed for the 30-32 zone. In long term, maybe we get near 50. Aveo had a really good day today. This is an old swing of ours from the June period when it exploded and pulled back, but I like that pattern. I like that coil. I like the run up and the pullback and retest of the prior highs in that zone and holding the 21-day moving average and creating a new rising channel, or at least it appears. Now, in the last couple days, last few days, it consolidated on low volume. Today, it popped on big volume. It jumped 57 cents, or almost 17%, on 21.5 million shares. And this looks to me like if it gets through here, you're going to see 5.5, 3/4, maybe a secondary target up near 8. CDXC had a big day today. This one jumped 22%, or 71 cents. Now, after it looks like it might be completing a base, it might make a run at the 4.5, 460 range. If it gets through that, we're looking at about 6. 11.45 days to cover on that. Well, old swing trade CONN acting well after the run up and the breakaway gap in April. You can see the 5-wave move up and the pullback. So for me, it's wave 1 and 2. Wave 3 is underway with a big pop of 270 or 14% today. The stock traded 1.7 million. It's the biggest volume on an up day since April. And I think it may do a quick retest or run up to test 23 3/4. If you get through that, 27, 29, something like that, possible. 14.6 days to cover. I don't think this is done yet. CYRX having another good day, up nearly 40 cents. You can see the extension. The stock's moved from under 2 to over 9 just since April. And yet, even with that wedge recently, it's now been up for 6 days in a row and might very well see a test of 10 short term. DVAX, swing trade, popped, pulled back. We put a swing on it. It then popped and wedged and ran up nicely. Today's high and closing high of 1955 is the highest close on this stock since way back here, more than a year and a half ago. At this point, I think we could very well test 23, 3.5. That's my near-term target, and then potentially in the high 20s. PBYI with a big day today. Look at that long-term base. Now, recent action shows multiple tops at 16.5, 16.25 half area. Today, it gapped and ran up 6.7%. That was a 99-cent popper. And it traded 13 million. That's the biggest volume in a month. So to me, it looks like it's going to at least run and test this range. And should it get through, watch for an $18, $19 stock to happen. 5.26 days to cover. Well, INSM, I just couldn't watch it anymore. I had to buy it. That's how strong it is. I should have bought the pullback yesterday, but I decided to put out a swing today around 29, I think it was 87. It then popped to 31.39, and then backed off to 30.61. But net it was up another $1.25 and 11 million, and it's 5.5 days to cover. I think you're going to see 35, and then I think you're going to see 42. Those are my targets. ITCI with a big day, another biotech having a good session. The base was complete a couple days ago. Today it accelerated to my next target near 22.5, 22, 23. It reached 22.67, finished 22.10, up 313 or 16.5%. There's still, according to this, 23 days to cover. I would not be shocked to see this make a run near 30. 29.30 zone is my target now. Juno, another biotech. Well, it looks to me like after a week of consolidating the big run-up, it's ready to make another move. My target, 49. Short position, 12.8 days to cover. Navistar, accelerating nicely. This is an all-time high. Well, at least it's a multi-year high, not all-time high. It's the highest level in 4 years, and at this point, I'm looking for a run to take this into the 47.8 zone. That's my target. 15.5 days to cover, would you believe? Well, gold mining swing trade, NEM, rocking it. This is broken out of the base. It got through the November high. I think at this point, it should test close to 40, which it did today. But I'm really looking for this to make a move up towards here. I think you're going to see the stock at 42 and then 46. NLNK, huge move. Monster day. Take a look at it 1 minute. Pop, coil, and a fifth wave up before it finally went into another coil. I don't know where this goes, but this was a huge day. 581, 75%, etc., etc., etc. Oh boy, I just screwed this up. Hang on 2 seconds, folks. Be right with you. Okay. And we're back to Spark Therapeutics. Now this is a swing trade, and the bottom line is it popped and pulled back. It popped again and consolidated. It popped the resistance and consolidated, and it popped through today. Today it was up 353 or 4.3%, and you can see that it looks like this is headed for $100. There's 6 days to cover. This could be a nice winner over the next few days and weeks because of the long base that it built and then the major breakout on volume. Excellent. Another is Puma. Puma's rocking it. We first gave you Puma down here, again there. We like it now. Where to? I could see the stock making a run into the 140.50 range eventually. Maybe 180, 175. But for now, short-term target is going to be 109 and 115. Sientra. This is a stock that I put out when it broke out here. It took about a month and a half to consolidate, and now it's moving again. And I'm looking for the stock to make 14 and then 17 targets. 11 days to cover on that one. Another really nice move on Trox. This broke out above a double top and into new high territory. At this point, I could see the stock accelerating into the mid-20s. 25 is my near-term target. 4 days to cover on that one. Trade desk. We'll take a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tops in this zone. If we punch through, I'm looking for 62.3 very quickly. Eventually, though, based on the way this looks, and on with all of that to happen, I think mid-channel at 62.3 would happen. And then maybe we're looking at mid to high 70s. That's something we'll have to take a look at after it breaks out through this low 60s. TXMD, a nice pop today. This broke out into the highest level and into this gap since April. There is some resistance up around 7.5, 3/4, which I think you might see short term. Eventually, a test could take place around 8.5. That's my near-term target, 7.5 and 8.5. 20 days to cover short. And V-Ray woke up and broke through the declining top line today and through lateral resistance. I consider that a major breakout day. And so with volume of 1.2 million, I need to see that pick up. And there is resistance right there. But if we get through that, my next target is 7.25, 7.35. And eventually we can see the stock back up into the 8 3/4, 9 zone. Well, how about that Weibo? Unbelievable move this year. Incredible action. Beautiful inverse head and shoulder base. We gave you a swing a year and 4 months ago, 5 months ago. You can see it's continued just to run. From 19, it's now up to 107. And I don't see any stop to this one. My target's 125.30 range. Zoma, huge move. We spotted that coil last week. It just exploded. It's literally gone from 10.5, 11 up to 19. And that only took 3-4 days. It may need some rest in here, but my next target is 23.24. And finally, Zogenix, nice inside day after an explosive move to resistance. If it can hold it here and then take out 16, I think you got a stock that's going to trade into the 19 and 21 zone. 15 days to cover on this beauty, and that's it tonight for the charts of the day. Have a good evening. Let's make some money tomorrow. TGIF.